He's been gone for years and years, but like always, he must make his return. What's going on, guys? It is your boy Way on here, and welcome back. Welcome back. I suppose welcome back to me as well. I don't know if this is going to be another one of those one-off things that I do, where I kind of just make a video after a few years, tell everyone where I've been, and then I go ghost for another few years after that. I don't know if that's what's going to happen here, but we're here now. Um, I've just started New Game Plus on a pure int build, and I wanted to record it. That's all. That's all this is. Uh, I guess just as we go through this, I don't know if you guys remember that old YouTuber, that guy who camps, where he kind of just did commentaries talking about his life over Call of Duty, Zombies gameplay, sometimes multiplayer. I kind of want this video to be that, just tell y'all where I've been while I play some Dark Souls for you. I'm not the greatest at this game anymore, I should tell you. I used to be extremely good at Dark Souls 3. I have kind of lost some skills. I've kind of lost some skills, but it's okay. We're gonna go through and hopefully not die. Uh, in terms of PvE, I'm still fairly decent. I could probably play through the full game without dying if I paid attention. I'm still there in terms of PvE. PvP, don't even ask me with all the instant Estus BS and the murky hand scythe spam that goes on. And I'm not subscribing to any of that. I just want to play how I want to play. And, I feel like younger me would have abused all that stuff, but older me, I'm, yeah, I'm not doing that. I just, want to play fairly, so to speak. Uh, so yeah, let's let's actually move my character. I don't know. Before I move my character, I'll just show you kind of what we're working with here. Here are the stats. Nothing too crazy. This isn't fully optimized. If I were to redo these stats, I'd probably take 1 point out of vigor, 1 out of attunement, so we can get that 40 dexterity. Uh, I have 18 strength for the immolation tinder, although I'm not actively using it at the moment, so I could pull those points out too. I did start as a sorcerer, for those curious. Uh, but yeah, these are our base stats, and here's what we're working with for now. And in terms of weapons, we have a few things that I'm using. I could use the Great Sword of Judgment. I probably won't, but I could. Crescent Moon Sword I've been really wanting to use lately, so we'll probably end up using that most of the video. Crystal Sage Rapier is also another thing that I've wanted to use a lot recently. It's not a super good weapon, but it's fine, Again, I'm not looking for optimization, I just want to use what I want to use. Immolation Tinder we could use. Freed Scythes, I've never really used these ever before. Like, I've used them, but not super optimally, so maybe we'll give those a shot. Always like my Preacher's Right Arm. We have the Witch Tree branch leveled up in case I want to use it. Court Sorcerer Staff, of course. And, yeah, if we want to do some great magic shield stuff, I have my Silver Knight Shield with me. And that's what we're doing. We also have a Mailbreaker +9. I was thinking about infusing it with crystal or buffing it with crystal magic weapon with a dex infusion or something. Anyway, here are the rings. Here's the drip. And this is actually a fashion that I quite like. Anyway, let's go through. Let's go through. Taking up enough of your time, I think. Man, it feels good to be back though. For the sake of the recording, I normally play on super low sounds here. I'll turn it up for y'all. I'll turn it up. Okay. That should be a bit louder for y'all. Anyways, man, it feels so weird playing this, bro. Like, playing through this game, it just feels odd, dude. Starting from the beginning. Obviously, it's New Game Plus. I haven't done New Game Plus in a while, though, man, so... Man, oh man. I don't even... I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's start off with where I've been. I think last time I recorded a video... No, I still would have most definitely been in high school. Probably... I think that was just one shot in without piano stick. Yeah. I think it probably would have been sophomore year of high school, maybe later was the last time I made a video. So, It's certainly been a while. I need to actually go back to my archives. Actually, let's speaking of archives and stuff, let's talk about that. Some of y'all probably realize that none of the videos are really on the channel anymore. Most of them are unlisted or private. Why is that? Well, a few years ago, I was playing For Honor, and in the middle of playing For Honor, I got a very interesting email to this account. And it said something like, "Hey, your YouTube has been terminated for promoting fraud." That's what it said. And I was so confused because, go without saying, I've never promoted fraud in my life. So, I contacted and appealed. Oh, I killed him? Okay. I contacted and appealed that immediately. And I literally put in my appeal, I'm 100% certain I've never done anything like that. Like, go through all of my videos, I guarantee you won't find anything of me promoting fraud. By the way, if you never knew this, you can look over here and there's just a low poly textures over here. I didn't notice this for years and years. I think I noticed this maybe a year or two ago, something like that. But yeah, it said I was promoting fraud, and I was like, bro, like, try to find an example of me promoting fraud. And within, I think, the next hour, they actually got to my appeal, and they said, okay, we made a mistake, here's your account back. But after that, I didn't want to have any chance that this account would be terminated for any BS reason. So what I did, I just, unlisted pretty much all videos that maybe could have gotten me, like some type of termination. Back in the day when I was a kid, I didn't care about what I was saying. So there was some offensive language used, which is still language that I'd happily use today, but maybe just not on video. But anyways, that's where all the videos went. I may or relist them rather at some point. So if you care about any of those old videos, just be on the lookout. Don't expect any of the live streams to come back. Most of my live streams actually were taken down, not by me, but by YouTube themselves for copyright music and stuff like that. I never got a strike for any of those. How does this shield look with the fashion? It looks okay. But I never got a strike for any of those. However, I did get tons of claims on those streams. And that's where most of my streams have gone. Binoculars too. So, if you were wondering, that's where. Sorry if I'm like stuttering a lot or something like that. I'm just not used to playing and commentating my gameplay. Think we could do the dragon jump? I won't sit here and try for too long. Oh, no, I suck. If you didn't know, you can jump up on top of the dragon. It's pretty hard, and it's a lot easier to do when you're below 30%. But yeah, that's where my videos have gone. So, for those who are curious. In terms of me as a person, though, like off the internet, got through high school. Don't know how I did it, but I did it. And we didn't pass with a super good GPA. I think it was like 2.4 or something. It wasn't impressive at all. But I'm just happy to do it. Got my diploma and everything. Actually had a girlfriend throughout my senior year. Things didn't end very well. I'm just gonna keep that there, I'm not gonna over-explain nothing. But things didn't end too well, so we're not together anymore. I feel like some people will ask or want to know. She did break up with me. I did not break up with her. She broke up with me. So yeah, I'm not gonna explain the whole situation. There was some wrongdoings by me. There was some wrongdoings by her. And I wanted us to work it out. She kind of just wanted to leave it. It was a hard time for me for sure. But I'm out of that now. And I'm kind of just happy to, be free at the moment. And some people are going to be like, well, what do you mean by be free? Are you talking about like, I don't know if you can cross that units. No, they're good. I'm not talking about like free romantically or anything. I'm just talking about free in general. I have no real obligations at the moment, which is really nice. I got grabbed by them. But Oh, that kind of brings me to my next point. So after senior year of high school, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. I knew I wanted to go to school, but honestly, there wasn't a super high chance given my lower GPA and all that stuff. So there were two schools in particular that I was interested in. I applied to both of them, and funny story, both of them at first rejected me, and then rescinded their rejection months later, which I think is hilarious. Um, I made a choice. It's a school that's a pretty like it's pretty close to home. It's probably a 20-minute, 30-minute drive from me, and I do commute, so I drive there during the semester. Semester just ended, and it's my third one, so I'm still technically a sophomore right now, and I'm going to school for musical theater performance, and it's been very nice. You know, working on voice, working on dance, working on acting. It's something I'm very passionate about. Um, I used to want to be a lawyer for a while. However, whenever I was getting into high school and, you know, I was doing musicals and stuff in high school, I found my real passion there. So now I just want to be a theater performer of the musical variety, although plays are cool too. It's just, you know, musicals are the absolute coolest in my opinion. I think I'll go down there later for Grey Rat. But yeah, some people will probably wonder how my grades are doing now, because in high school I told you my grades were pretty bad. I'm doing very good. I had a 3.6 GPA my first semester, I had a 4.0 my second semester, so I made Dean's List and then followed that up by doing President's List. And then this semester, I think I probably just barely missed Dean's List. I think I maybe got like a 3.4 this semester, which is still good, and you know, I'm happy with it. It was a stressful semester. It was also my first show that I've gotten to do with this school, which was very fun. I actually managed to get casted as a major role as my first show at this college, which is a huge deal for me. And that role actually ended up landing me another role in something else I'm doing currently. There was someone in the audience during one of the shows who really liked my performance in particular, and that person said, "Hey, I really need someone to do this part and so and so. Would you be willing to do it? I really like how you perform." And I said, "I'd love to." I was a bit apprehensive because if you're not in the showbiz, you don't know this. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. You have no free time. So, like, literally the only free time you have in the showbiz is practice and sleep and eat. That's really all you have time to do in the showbiz. So, but I did it. Well, I'm doing it. We haven't actually performed the show yet, but it's really cool. It's really cool. I feel like I'm making moves towards a career, which is really cool. So I haven't registered for any of my classes for next semester yet, but I'll get there. I'm not exactly worried about being too late or anything, or like classes being filled up or something. I'm not too worried about it. So in terms of academics and whatnot, oh, wow, my entire Crystal Soul Mash just... I don't remember Fair and Hell being this good, by the way. Like, I feel like it does way more damage than it did years ago. I'm trying to show it off here, but this guy's just... These spear guys are always annoying. But yeah, I don't remember Fair and Hell being that good. And I feel like it's kind of FP efficient. Yeah, that's very FP efficient. That's about... I think that's less than how much a Great Homing Soul Arrow would take. And that's already probably the most efficient spell in the game. I don't know, maybe Fair and Dart's more efficient technically from FP to damage ratio, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's where I've been. And it's been nice. I've been kind of a recluse my entire life in regards to friends and whatnot. I feel like I finally have made some real friends. It's really cool. You know, that I get to say that. And some people are going to be like, well, that's really sad. But honestly, I just, you know, I've just never really had friends this sport. Wow, that's insane. But yeah, I've just never really had like true friends. So it's very cool. I wonder if this goes super far down. It does. We're learning a lot of stuff right now. That guy was ready with the Executioner's Axe. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Hey, buddy. Okay, that's discharge. Would you stop? This guy is peppering me with these firebombs right now. 420. I think I can Moonlight Shotel him from here. Yeah, I think so. Let's go. Always a fan of the Moonlight Shotel. No, that's a lie. Back in the day, I was with everybody else. You know, I was a kid, I just wanted to use the most optimal stuff, so weapons like this didn't really attract me too much. But I like it now. Let's switch it up. I feel like we've been using it a little bit. Let's go to the Crystal Sage's Rapier. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Rapier with the highest range in the game, even more than the S-Stock, if I'm not mistaken. Which is interesting, because if you look at this close to the S-Stock, it looks like it has pretty much the same. Maybe not. Maybe not. Anyways. I've been more and more of a fan of this weapon as of late. How did I not see this yet? It is better to just use a Crystal Magic Weapon S-Stock. However, comparing this to a Crystal Infused S-Stock, it actually is better. So if you're looking for a Rapier type weapon, or a Thrusting Sword type weapon rather, and you want innate magic damage without needing to buff it, this is probably the best option. Unless the Rapier is better. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Rapier. Not that I think it's a lame weapon or even a bad weapon. It's a great weapon. It just, you know, I think the S-Stock's cooler. Ow. Kind of let him get the better of me right there. Well, you don't want to miss that part, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you. Letting this guy beat me up a lot. Low-key, it'd just be easier if I could backstab him, so what's the point of having magic beat him either? I always forget what this is. Isn't this a rapier? Yeah, it is. Okay, speaking of rapier. 3 firebombs from one dude? Is that normal? I really feel like that isn't normal. So since I got White Dragon Breath, my first run through, I don't have the Moonlight Greatsword. Honestly, I don't even use the Moonlight Greatsword too much in this game. However, I would like to. Not to mention, I think it'd look pretty good with this drip we got going on. So we will be going for the early Dancer kill so we can fight Osiris to get it. Being said, we'll still have to get the transposing kill. That's not horrible. We just have to get to the Undead Settlement. Fairy? Yeah! Fairy King! Fairy King! Now my parries in PvP are actually still pretty good. I've always been pretty decent at reaction parrying in this game. Dark Souls 2 as well, I'm quite good. Dark Souls 1 I'm very mid at. Demon Souls I never even really try. Elden Ring I also just don't really try. If someone wants to see me do a playthrough of Elden Ring, I've been wanting to do a playthrough of Elden Ring as of late. So if someone wants to see that, 'Cause y'all have seen me play Dark Souls 3 tons. Like, this is familiar territory for me. And frankly, for all of you, it'd be as well. This is awkward. So if you do want to see me play Elden Ring, or even Dark Souls 1, I played a fair amount of 2 and 3 on this channel. Even a little bit of Bloodborne, although not very much. But in terms of 1, and Elden Ring, and Demon Souls, I haven't covered really at all. So, if anyone wants to see that, let me know. Let me know. It is summer right now, as stated. My college semester ended, so I have all the time in the world to myself. Wow, I didn't realize how much more efficient White Dragon Breath is compared to Crystal Soul Spear. Interesting. White Dragon Breath does do a bit less damage. However, it's just like 50% of the FP cost. And probably only 10% less damage. See, it's 959 on that dude right there. See Crystal Soul Spear. Right, 959 versus... Oh, actually, that is a pretty steep jump in damage. So it's more burst damage, but in terms of prolonged fights, you'd probably want White Dragon Breath. Got it, got it, got it. I feel like for this boss, if you're fighting Dancer, you should use Dark. She's very weak to it. However, I'm not doing that. This is a light magic build. If I wanted to use dark magic, that'd be on my dark magic build. So I think we'll keep Snap Freeze on. Pestilent Mist or Snap Freeze, you know, on it. We could probably have both. Although I feel like Pestilent Mist versus Dancer isn't gonna work too well. Honestly, Old Moonlight probably wouldn't either. I don't know. Don't know. We'll do White Dragon Breath. Put Sage Ring back on. Forgot I took it off. Now, what do I want to use versus Dancer? I feel like we'll just use the Crescent Moon Sword. Although the Immolation Tender would be the best for damage. And we wouldn't have to swap to a stave every time we want to cast, that'd be convenient. But I think we will use the Crescent Moon Sword. Then it can use this weapon. And we're on our path to get the Moonlight Greatsword, so... Does make sense, but it doesn't. I think our rings are fine. I could probably take off Magic Clutch and put on Young Dragon. Although that's gonna kill my AR just a little bit. Honestly, the absorption difference isn't actually... because we're in the negative here. That's actually a pretty big deal. Especially on being on New Game Plus. That could really hurt us. I don't know. I'll do the safe option, go Young Dragon Ring. We only lose a little bit of AR. And a 40 at meta level is a pretty sizable amount, honestly. But still got the spacing to this day. To this day. Nope. Ooh. Easy. We could go up there to get the Lucerne. I'm not very concerned with the Lucerne though, so I think I'll just leave it. I don't even need this. Honestly, all this serves to do is kind of just eat into my Estus supplies if I get hit. Whoopah! That is it. Really? He didn't do as much damage as I thought he was gonna do. Thank you for the refined gem. We will be down a flask. It's not horrible though. Not horrible. You know what? We'll DP. We'll DP. Literally never use divine blessings, so might as well make use of it. Speaking of consumables. Eh,
What on earth?
what did less damage than I thought it would.
Whatever.
I don't know if these stay through the cutscene. I think they would. I don't see why they wouldn't. Oh, dear Prince Lothric. Is there chair destructible? It is. Alright. Some decent damage. This is New Game Plus. So, that's also pretty decent damage. That was without the staff buff as well. So, how much are we getting off this? Crescent Moon Sword's not doing bad damage either. Oh, that's very nice. We got lucky there. Oh, I thought she was channeling something. That's why I started walking away, put on the stage. I should be using my spells way more. Like, literally, I have 8 friggin' Ashen Estus. So right there, Crystal Soul Spear of course would have been better. It would have tracked. Or not tracked, but you know. We'll just keep letting Homing Soul Mass do its thing, I think. I think Frostbite would have run out by now. She's probably gonna do her charge attack. She's stuck. Is she coming? She coming. Ooh. Surprised I'm not letting her do that. Some people will say I'm playing this like kind of pussy, but it's neither here nor there. There we go. Ooh, that hit me. Wow, that guy's getting tossed up. You see that phantom there? Don't panic. If one part of that hits you, it's very easy to panic and die. Just don't panic, you're good. Oh. Bye! Easy money, dude. Quite literally easy money, because always gotta put on the extra soul stuff. And there's Dancer. There's Dancer. Well, that's a lot of souls. It's a lot of souls. Sage Ring. Sage Ring. Anyways. Okay, we've been going for 28 minutes right now. We'll go through Consumed King's Garden, although it won't be as in-depth as what we just did with Highwall. And we'll fight Osiris. Now, Osiris... I don't know if he can be frostbitten. In case he can, we'll keep Snap Freeze. Put on Pestilent Mist, and... Does he have a lot of magic resist? It would make sense if he did. I'm guessing he does. And again, I could use dark spells, but that's not what kind of build this is, so I'm trying to refrain from doing that. Well, whatever happens, happens. You know, whatever happens, happens. Oh, we use Freed Scythe on the way there. Freed Scythe is literally a Bloodborne weapon. Like, literally. Like, look at the design of it, dude. It just looks like it belongs in Bloodborne. And then look at the transformation, dude. Like, it literally has a workshop transformation. Maybe not this. I feel like this is more Dark Souls 3 weapon art. But this doesn't even take FP, bro. This is literally just a Bloodborne trick weapon. Although that would make sense. I feel like Freed as a boss in general is literally just a Bloodborne boss. Shield out the way, boy. Easy. What does that say? Okay. 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 Gotta rate it good. Got to. But okay. Unfortunately, the Sage Ring +2 will not be here, because we are not in New Game +2 yet. Alas, I also forget where to get the Sage Ring +1, so it's gonna be a while without it. Yeah, I don't even think we're gonna go for shortcut here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to do so, but you know, we're just gonna hope that I do good and that I won't need it. Speaking of doing good and won't need it, storyteller staff. I don't have my storyteller staff. That is not a good news. A good piece of news. Anyway, I'll kill the cathedral guys, I guess. Took a while to notice me, dude. I thought he was going for another one. There he is. Yeah, White Dragon Breath is honestly a very useful spell. I wasn't wise enough to use it in my youth. I have so many Ashen Estus that I can clear this dude using spells. Out of my game, cuz. That ring that I already have one of, because he drops it every single playthrough. Wait, does he not? Where's my Magic Stoneplate ring? Maybe I just didn't kill him my first playthrough. Anyways, it's Osiris time. Now, I don't know if he has huge magic resist. I'm guessing he does, but I honestly can't remember. And Osiris. Wow, he does not normally lunge like that at the start of the fight. Or do that. That's that first time I've ever seen that tail whip attack. That honestly might be the first time I've ever seen that lunge attack as well. It's kind of piecing me up right now. Dude, why is he doing all these weird attacks? Be normal. Oh, you got frostbite. Dude, has his moveset always been this weird? I don't remember this at all. Oh wow, he's not resistant to magic like almost at all, dude. Okay. I'm just having the Moonlight Greatsword in your back pocket, bro. What's he doing? Dude, he's scaring me. Like, this is so weird. I've never seen him act this way. I don't think it's gonna reach him. Oh, so lost. Yeah, it is phase 2, so we're just gonna heal up real quick. Oh, I didn't dodge that, really. I suck. Like the easiest attack ever to dodge. Yeah, spaced it correctly that time. I mean, the first one wasn't trying to space it. Not in a good spot here to punish that, so we'll just go back here. Get some setup sorceries going. Man, I'm really sucking, if you couldn't tell. Really sucking. We'll just keep running them around. I have no problem doing it. You gonna tail again? Ow. That was good. What is this attack? He's doing so many things I've never seen before. Got that DB. Got the DB, dude. Yeah, I've seen that attack. Use the arena to our advantage a little bit. I don't think we can go over that. He'll try. I think he gets a lot more magic resist in this phase. It certainly seems like it. There we go. It's crazy that he kicked my butt way more than the dancer did. That's okay. Do I have time to get Shield of Warrant? I do. Low-key, that might be the worst boss fight I have through this entire playthrough. But anyways. A ring that I swap out of? Healing Dragon Ring. But anyways. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully my commentary game is still relatively up to point. But I just wanted to get this out there. So for those of you wondering where I've been and everything to that nature, I'm glad to make this video for y'all. I'm glad to make this video, and maybe you'll see a follow-up on this character. Maybe you will. Anyway, guys, it's been your boy Wayon. Might be rebranding soon, so I might not be calling myself that no more, but we'll see. And as always, guys, peace out.